Hi everybody, welcome to Empowerment Through Music. My name is Angelo Pentaris. One of the most frustrating things that we face as drummers or as human beings in general is to feel stuck. And I started to think to myself, how can I make myself have as much forward momentum and progression in my life as possible? And after giving it a lot of thought, I came up with three main things. It's purpose. Purpose is the first one because it's so important to have a reason why you do something. The reason why you do something is what drives you, for example, to wake up every day and make sure you get your practice done. The second part is perspective. Perspective is also very important because having a positive perspective on things and being able to see the big picture will allow you to keep going and also enjoy the process. Sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in the day-to-day things or focus on one bad practice, for example, and get discouraged. But it's very important to put things in perspective and realize that it's okay if today's practice or whatever you're trying to do wasn't great, because tomorrow you can just wake up and try again to do better. And the last thing is perseverance or consistency, because everything takes time if you want to do it at a high level.
When I think of forward momentum, I certainly would agree with you. I think it has to do with purpose, perseverance, and perspective. But those are three P's. When I think of that and the embodiment of that in an individual, I have to add another P to that, and that's Pentaris. I think there's really four P's that go together in order to really define what momentum is.
Thank you so much. That's really an honor.
I have an interesting story that just brought back to mind in terms of moving forward all the time. It was a lesson I learned very early on and has nothing to do with music, but had a lot to do with not only my musical career and my personal career later as an inventor and as a manufacturer. At 9 or 10 years old, I was trying out for baseball for Little League, which was popular here in America, and they hit me a ground ball really hard, and it went right between my legs, right out into the field, which is like the worst thing that could happen if you're auditioning in order to get on a great team. So I figured, I'm never going to get on the major league team. They're not going to pick me. And a couple of days later, I get a call from the coach of a major league team, and he says, I'm picking you on my team. And I said, whoa, I really thought I didn't have a chance when the ball went between my leg. And he said, no, I chose you because as soon as it went through your legs, you turned around and ran after it, which showed me that you were never looking at failing as a failure. You were just going to correct whatever you did wrong and then move forward. And so I always thought that was a great lesson in life. So failures, which you always have, momentum keeps going no matter what, because the sun's coming up tomorrow, no matter what happened today. And I think if you look at it as a learning experience and you correct things and you just move forward and don't look back, that's what momentum is. And in music, you have quite a momentum going when you play this song.
Yeah, that's also part of the reason that I chose this title. But also just to add on what you said, because I've been through many failures and setbacks from a young age. There's something that I always try to remind myself when I'm going through a difficult time, and that is that failures are just stepping stones to success. And sometimes you really you need those failures because they show you exactly where you need to improve, and they help you refine yourself so then you can actually succeed.
Was there something in you that said, I'm not going to listen to people who say I can't do something? In fact, telling me I can't do it is probably the thing that makes me going to be sure I will do it.
For sure. I've heard, you won't be able to walk, you won't be able to ride a bike, you shouldn't be a drummer. I've heard it about everything that I do, even, you know, my hobbies, which are windsurfing and wakeboarding. There was always someone along the way to tell me that I can't do it. But to be honest, it was never about them. It was about me, and it was about doing what makes me happy because it's my life. So, you know, I disregard those people, but I don't focus on them too much. And I just do whatever I want to do and pursue what I want to pursue because it gives me joy and it's my life. So I get to make the decisions of what I can and cannot do.
And as you're referring to momentum as a song, I'd love to see the song and reflect on that with you.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Whoa! Congratulations. Great job. Your years of practice and going through college and graduating, it all comes out in your playing. But I've got to tell you, there's a little more history in your playing than you even know about. If you go back and look at that tom-tom intro, there's a little bit of channeling even Gene Krupa in there from the 40s, a little bit of Hawaiian war chant, if you've listened to those songs.
Yes. Actually, the thing that I love most about Gene Krupa is the energy and the momentum that he brings when he plays. You know, it's impossible to look away. I feel like he puts every fiber of his being in the notes that he plays. It's so inspirational to watch him, even so many years later.
And exciting for me as someone looking back through the history to see how younger generations like yourself, maybe they don't even know how much that's playing into into their psyche, into their being, but how that kind of continues on. And then you do something totally modern that would never have been done back in the 40s, 50s, even in the 60s so much, which is open handing when you're playing, open hand playing when you're playing the snare drum, accents and rim shots with the right hand too.
To be honest, I that just came naturally for the specific song. I don't always do it, but it just felt right, so I just kind of went with it, you know.
Great performance, and a great way to look at opening up my eyes. You know, when people write songs, and when they sing songs, and when they play music, you know, it's a message that you're trying to get across. In interviewing the great Hal Blaine once, asking him a question, what is the first thing he'd like to know when he goes into a studio in order to perform, you know, a major song with a major band? What would you want to find out about that song? And his answer was the lyrics. He wants to know what emotionally is being conveyed in that song, and that will affect his drum part. Something that you wouldn't think of as a normal answer. You'd normally think, well, the tempo, what's the genre, you know, what's the vibe you want?
That's amazing. You know, for this, when I was preparing for these recordings, actually, how I knew that I was actually ready to book the studio and go in there and record is when I reached the point that I could stop thinking about what I'm actually doing and what's going on technically and focusing more on the emotion and the energy that I'm trying to convey.
Well, you certainly did that. It comes out musically and personally in your life and in the history of your life also. So it's an honor for me to be friends with you and to be able to know you, and certainly a lesson for everybody at every level for inspiration, motivation, purpose, perseverance, and perspective. Those are the three great P's of and the fourth one we have to add too. I'm going to say the four in Pentaris, which really exemplifies those.
Well, Don, thank you so much for being a part of this project. It's an absolute honor to know you and to have this time to speak with you and have your input and inspirational stories.
What a great message that you're giving out here for everybody.
Thank you. I hope that everybody enjoyed season 2 of Empowerment Through Music, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.